What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV, back at it again with another banger, my friends. Y'all know the vibes by now. Kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
So last, definitely not least, the Big East finally released their conference honors for all the players and standouts in that conference this season. No surprise, Paige Bueckers takes home Player of the Year, best player in the conference and has been. And then we also got to shout out Sarah Strong, man, who won Freshman of the Year, probably going to win National Freshman of the Year as well. They have been the two-headed monster carrying UCONN through some tough games and, some rather non-even competition as well in the Big East, but they've handled their business throughout the season, and salute to them, man. Paige Bueckers is one of those players that has battled through adversity. She's been at UConn, used her fifth year, went through two season-ending injuries, came out freshman year, took the world by storm before we even knew who Caitlin Clark was National Freshman of the Year, Player of the Year, did her big one, and then went through some injuries, some ups and downs, and the last two seasons she has come back and played some really great basketball to the point where she is stapled in the conversation of the number one draft pick in the WNBA draft. Her coming back to UConn after last season lead them to a Final Four, very underwhelming, unhealthy UConn squad. She deserves all the praise. She's battled through adversity. She's taken some shots from Gino. She's taken shots from the fan base at UConn. She's been called out for ball watching, for not being aggressive as she was last season, for not having that killer mentality, losing her edge a little bit. But through it all, man, she remains consistent. She remains unwavered. And you just got to salute her approach to the game and the way that she attacks it, man. Whenever UConn needs a bucket, she's been there. If she needs to be a playmaker like she was against South Carolina with the double-digit assist, she does that. She rebounds. She defends. They had her playing the 4 last season, y'all, as a point guard, playing the 4, holding her own, banging down low in the paint, man. Like, Paige's perseverance and determination has to be saluted every time she takes the court. She has been a pillar of this program for several years and could go down as the GOAT potentially, the way people are talking, just with the numbers, as well as if they can get a natty this year, because they look well on their way to capturing that Big East tournament crown. So if they can get a natty this year, man, I think Paige Bueckers' legacy will absolutely be cemented. It'll be cemented without the natty, but y'all know championships do a lot of talking when these debates come about all-time great players being compared and stacked up next to each other. So the championship has eluded her, but this could be the year they get it done, not only because of Paige Bueckers, but also because of freshman Sarah Strong. On the year, Bueckers averaged 18.6 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 5 assists, shooting 53.4% from the field. Super efficient, super well-rounded, and she just continues to stuff the stat sheet and do whatever they need. On the other side, the other piece of the two-headed monster, Sarah Strong, number one freshman in the country coming in, averaged 16.1 points, 7.9 rebounds leading the team, 3.4 assists, and she's also getting blocks as well. Just playing both sides. She's shooting at 58.4% from the field, and she, I think, which is crazy to say about the number one player and the type of hype they come in with into the college game, she has definitely exceeded expectations. She has been one of their most consistent players, even in the games that they've lost. Sarah Strong has come to play. I think her approach, her IQ, and just the advanced feel that she has for the game as a freshman, being super, super skilled, being able to handle the ball, bring it up the court, elite passer, great court vision, can score it at all 3 levels. Like, she's built for contact, can power through weak contested shots and weak contact and finish through. She can shoot the 3 and expand her range. She was a must-get recruit after they lost to Leah Edwards, man. They would be down in the dumps without Sarah Strong. She came in and was the perfect fit for that 4 since the day she walked in on campus. She's taken pressure off of Paige Bueckers. She's flourished under Paige Bueckers as well, with her demanding so much attention. Sarah Strong has been able to get active with a lot of one-on-one matchups while Paige is battling double and triple teams. And it's no surprise. Like, she dominated the Big East. She's been dominant all season. She's continued to improve every game and become more efficient and show that she's a special talent, man. Between her and Joyce Edwards, we're definitely talking about two of the best players in women's college basketball already in year one. And they definitely, I could see them going 1 and 2 in the draft as well. Sarah Strong just so polished. You don't see freshmen coming in with like minimum holes in their game. When they can score it at 3 levels, when they can pass it, they're unselfish. She's continued to improve on the glass with her explosiveness and her timing and just positioning herself well on the block. When you talk about a reliable low post scorer that gets it in the paint and knows what to do with it with the back to the basket game, like Sarah Strong has just been incredible, and she was really good against South Carolina as well. Like just battling down there, man. She has continued, I think, to improve, and they definitely will be building this roster around Sarah Strong next year. We also got to give a big shout out to AZ Fudd, another player, Paige Bueckers' partner in crime, who's battled through adversity and really come on strong, returning this season.
These 4 years have both been fast and extremely slow at times, and I really can't believe that it's already been 4 years. I remember being a freshman and thinking like, oh, it's going to be a long 4 years. But the coach says it every year. It goes by. Each season goes by. The 4 years go by so fast. And, I mean, we'll see about the 5th year, but I am so grateful for the time that I've had.
This is the most games she's played in a while, and for the first time in her career, Fudd made first team All-Big East Conference. Well-deserved. She's been the third pillar of this program behind Bueckers and Strong. Third leading scorer, came up huge, lit up South Carolina, had some big games throughout the Big East, and really has been an X factor. And when she is on, this team their potential is on another level, man. When AZ Fudd is locked in and hitting shots, it changes the trajectory. They look like a championship team when she's out there on the floor, and she's battled through her own struggles, coming in with high expectations as the number 1 player in her class at the time. And she has definitely showed perseverance and fortitude to continue to process all the things that she's went through and remain a strong bucket getter. And she's been playing her best basketball of late. So I'm excited to see her ceiling and what they do throughout the rest of the season with her as well. And Ashlyn Shade, who was the freshman of the year last season in the Big East, wins another award as a big-time contributor off the bench on this team with the 6th Player of the Year award in the Big East. So UConn racking up the accolades. Of course, no surprise, Gino Auriemma takes home the Coach of the Year award as well. UConn really cleaned up in the Big East and just really showing that they are the cream of the crop in that conference. And they're building their confidence. They're picking up big wins, and they are steamrolling into March. UConn, they're going to need both these players to continue to flourish. They deserve the honors, well-deserved. I don't think anybody is shocked. And now they're turning their attention to a Big East tourney title after clinching the regular season title. And they're looking to make a deep March run. They went to the Final Four last season when none of us expected with the injury-riddled roster they have. They're more talented than last year, in my opinion. They have more depth, and they have more X factors. They're still battling some injuries, but I think they have just more firepower this year, especially with AZ Fudd, with the emergence of Janelle Alfie getting better every game as well. KK Arnold, Ashlyn Shade, the addition of Caitlin Chin. Like, this team is much deeper, much more firepower, and can definitely hurt you in a lot of different ways as we've seen over the last month. So shout out to Paige Bueckers, though, proving the haters wrong, fighting through adversity, making the most of her last year, and Sarah Strong proving she made the right decision, going to UConn, handling her business, and I'm excited to see what this team does when they reach their ceiling. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments. That is a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, I am Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. This is the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast, and until next time, we out.